Daryl Dappridge, locked on Auburn, out here doing things. He's going to be drafting in draft order number 3. Now, folks, you might not know, but you well, if you're in the chat over here with us pretty frequently, you know this guy, Lawrence Robinson, who is going to be drafting in draft order number 2 today, live from the War Report chat. He is one of the guys who is a member of the channel. Appreciate you jumping in here. And a guy who has, I think this is his first time coming on the channel, but has been a friend of mine for a very long time. My guy, Third Lawson. He has a show that he does over on Facebook. Are you on YouTube as well or just on Facebook?
And on YouTube, yes.
Okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Facebook and YouTube, y'all give it up for my guy, Third Lawson, who is going to be in here in the 4th position of the draft. So we're going to get into this, man. You guys ready to have a good time doing
I'm ready, man. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Sir.
All right. All right. Well, let's get over into it. Again, drafting in the 1st position, I got my man Dylan. Let me get everybody else out of here. Dylan, you are on the clock. Are you ready to make the 1st pick of the draft today?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep it 2010 with you. My first pick of my offensive draft was Cam Newton, so I'm gonna go with the reason that defense was so good. I'm gonna go with Nick Fairley with my number 1 overall pick.
Nick Fairley, you're putting him at your first defensive lineman, I assume.
Yes, sir. The tenacious defensive tackle who still brings Aaron Murray nightmares. So it's hard not to pick Nick Fairley on that one.
Okay, Nick Fairley starting us off strong here. Dylan Lark with his first pick, already on the board. He said he's ready to go. Our next GM is Lawrence. Lawrence, you are ready with your pick number 1, round 1. Who are you going with, sir?
Absolutely. I am going with the Jim Thorpe Award winner, Carlos Rogers, the best DB in Auburn history.
Carlos Rogers going off the board in round 1 for Team Lawrence. Definitely a formidable pick right there. I love it. Love it. We are going to keep it rolling because the next GM is ready to go. Daryl Dappridge jumping in with his first pick of the day. Team Dap selects.
Going a little old school. I'm going with Tracy Rocker. Most dominant
Tracy Rocker, defensive lineman.
Yes, in this modern era. I know everyone talks about some other old school guys, but Tracy Rocker was dominant, rushing the passer and stopping the run. So he's my first pick.
Okay, I like it. Tracy Rocker, 1st round pick for their Daryl Dappridge. My guy Third is up and to bat, and he says he's ready to rock with it. Who is going to be your first pick in the 1st round here?
He stole my Tracy Rocker thunder, so I'm going to roll with another one. I'm kind of new school. I'm going to go with Derek Brown.
Derek Brown. I was waiting to see when he was coming off of the board here. Derek Brown is going to be the next defensive lineman off the board. Everybody, if you don't know who Derek Brown is and you are a recent Auburn guy, I don't know where you've been, but Derek Brown still dominating out there in the NFL. We are in snake draft mode, and we've gotten off the board Nick Fairley, Carlos Rogers, Tracy Rocker, and Derek Brown. But because it is the snake draft, top of the 2nd round, right back there with you, Third. Who are you going with your first pick of the 2nd round?
I'm going to go with another Carlos, and I'm going to go with the linebacker, Carlos Dansby.
Carlos Dansby is a good one. He is definitely one of my favorite all-time Auburn defenders. Versatile guy out there, linebacker. So now you've got a defensive lineman and a linebacker. 5 more selections left for Team Third. We're going to see what's going on. Let's see here. Still waiting. Daryl Dappridge is going to be next up. And we're waiting to see if he is ready to go. But we are going to up. Dap's ready to go. So we are here. 2nd round. Daryl Dappridge here. Team Dap, selection number 2, 2nd round. Who are we going with here, Dap?
I think this is the only Auburn defensive player that has the distinction of being the number 1 overall pick. I'm going with Andre Bruce. And I'm picking him as a outside linebacker, just so you know.
Okay, I was about to ask you that.
Yep.
Andre Bruce in round 2. That's a good pick right there. Daryl plucking one. I didn't expect that one to come out, but okay, I like it. All right, so Daryl now has Tracy Rocker and Andre Bruce, a linebacker and a defensive lineman so far. Lawrence says he's ready to go. here in round 2. Lawrence, your second selection here. Who is it going to be?
Yes, I'm going to round out those DBs with Carlton Davis on the other side.
Ooh. Carlton Davis, the third. Okay, you went DB. I didn't see that coming, but he's locking them up on the outside. I see what kind of defense you're trying to build out there. Lawrence, you a DB coach in a different like version of yourself out there?
No, I'm just trying to pick the best ones that we've had. We had a bunch of linemen and linebackers, so DBs are not that high up on the Auburn. So you got Jonathan Mincy and all those dudes left now. So
it's a sound strategy. Listen, sound strategy. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. So Carlos Rogers, Carlton Davis, 2 defensive backs, and Dylan is ready to go here to round out the second round of picks. Dylan, who is going to be your guy here?
I'm so glad this guy fell to me because I think he fits right in what Nick Fairley does. I'm going to take Takeo Spikes as my first linebacker.
Ooh. Takeo Spikes, good pick.
And don't worry, I already got another pick for you to round out my defensive line.
All right, Nick Fairley and Takeo Spikes, round 1 and round 2 there to Dylan. Let me just recap round 2. Round 2 coming off the board, Takeo Spikes, Carlton Davis the third, Tracy Rocker, was that Tracy Rocker? Andre Bruce was in the second round. Carlos Dansby, and you had Takeo Spikes there. Did I skip somebody? Andre Bruce, Carlos. Okay, that's everybody. All right, we are snaking this back around to round 3. Dylan, you are right back at it. Who is going to be your pick here in round 3?
An all-time legend who sadly we lost way too early. I'm going to go with Quentin Groves right here to round out my defensive line.
Okay, Q Groves. I was wondering which spot you were going to put him in. Was he going to be a linebacker? Was he going to be a defensive end? I like the selection though. Quentin Groves, definitely prolific pass rush to team up with Nick Fairley and your run stopper / do everything guy in the middle, Takeo Spikes. I love it.
Scary front.
We are moving right along here, and we're going to get into number 3 pick here for our guy, Lawrence. Lawrence, you've got your DBs. Where are we going next?
I'm going with the D line. He is a mainstay. He flew under the radar, ended up getting drafted, had a long career. I'm going with Jay Ratliff. He's also a nice D lineman to pick from to get to the passer and get those guys, those DBs, some picks. So I'm going with Jay Ratliff from that 04 team, baby.
I didn't see that one coming. Okay, Jay Ratliff. I like it, though. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, well, we're going to move on because Dap says he's ready to go. Dap, we got you in here picking in the 3rd round. Tracy Rocker, Andre Bruce, who are you adding to your defensive lineup?
I'm going to go with D Ford.
Oh, like it. Where are you putting D Ford? Defensive line, linebacker? What are we doing?
Defensive line. I'm going to put him on the defensive line.
All right, D Ford as his defensive end here in the 3rd round. Got him a pass rusher to team with his linebacker and his interior run stopper there in Tracy Rocker. And 3rd is ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and get him in here. And he is going to give us his 3rd pick here, bottom of the 3rd round. Who you picking here 3rd?
I'm going with defensive back and the all-time interceptions leader at Auburn, old school David Langner.
All right. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, let me recap here. 3rd round. The last pick going off the board there. Defensive back David Langner. We've got D Ford, the defensive end, going to Team Dap. We've got Jay Ratliff along the defensive line going there to Team Lawrence. And then Team Dylan Lark picked up Quentin Groves. Some big pass rush energy coming off of the board there in the 3rd round, snaking it back around to kick off the 4th round. You ready for it, 3rd?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
All right.
So I've been torn on what other spot I was gonna go. So I think I'm gonna go Kevin Green.
I was wondering where he was coming off
defensive
the board.
end. Put him on the D line.
Kevin Green is a good one. I'm actually surprised it took to the 4th round for him to come off the board. I ain't gonna hold you, but that's a really good pick to pick up there in the 4th round. Your defensive line unit looking strong there, my boy. Looking strong.
Indeed.
All right. Dap says he's ready to go here in the 4th round, so we're gonna get him back in here. Daryl Dappridge, who are we getting for your 4th player?
Before I announce my pick, I just got to say, me and Third must have the same brain. Every pick that I was going to pick next, he picked, and he said the same about me. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going a little old school here because people just forget how dominant this guy was in college. He was an All-American and played a lot of years for the Miami Dolphins defense. I'm going to go with Captain Crunch, Mike Colin, as my other linebacker.
All right. We got another linebacker off the board here. That interior defensive line, old school flavor there for my guy Dap. Not mad at that at all. All right. So we are getting into it. I think it's going to start to get difficult here in a minute. I'm just going to tell y'all these picks. I think y'all going to be stepping on each other's toes, and that's going to make y'all have to dig into your bag here in a minute to get these next picks in here. I think next up in the draft order, we got Lawrence. So whenever he's ready, we'll get him in here. While he is getting prepared, let me look at this chat here. I see some names in the chat that haven't come off of here yet. Lawrence is ready. All right, Lawrence, round 4. Who you got? You got your 2 DBs. You got a defensive lineman. Who's next for you?
I'm getting my wild card off the table right now. I'm going with Junior Rosegreen, the interception.
Woo-hoo!
That defensive backfield is nice, so I'm going with Junior Rosegreen as my wild card.
He went and got him a patroller in the middle there. I like it. Junior Rosegreen, heavy hitter, defensive stopper, interception guy, all of that. All right. Well, we are going to keep it rolling along here because Dylan says he is ready for his 4th pick. Dylan, it's getting tough, man.
I say
who you pulling out here for 4th?
I did not expect Junior Rosegreen to go right before me. He was going to fit right in with my defense with Nick Fairley and Takeo Spikes. But I'm going to round up I'm going to start off getting my DB started. I'm going to go Roger McCreary, a man-to-man threat, now a Tennessee Titan. I would probably say one of the best DBs I've seen in my lifetime.
I like it. Roger McCreary going at the bottom of the 4th round, first defensive back off of the board for Dylan. Let me just go ahead and recap round 4. We started off round 4 with Third coming in with a Kevin Green pick. Then we had Mike Colin coming in at linebacker for Dap. Junior Rosegreen, his wild card pick. He went and got another DB. And then Roger McCreary, another defensive back coming off the board here for Dylan's team. Who are we going to get to start off round 5?
I'm going to go right back. Let's go linebacker. I love Takeo Spikes. Energy, leadership. You know what this defense needs? Another leader. Give me Eugene Asante as my other linebacker spot.
Did not see that one coming. Asante.
I think Asante and Spikes, that's a dangerous linebacker pair up right there.
Okay, Eugene Asante coming in top of round 5. Got a little new school flavor there from Dylan. And Lawrence is ready to get it rocking. So we're going to bring him right back up here. Lawrence, round 5. Who are you going with?
And at this point, I'm just picking some of my favorite players. A lot of people remember them and like them. I remember them from the 11 sack game. I'm going with my boy Stanley McGlover, one of the better pass rushers. Gave Brody Kroll a fit. Not the strongest defensive line, but still a solid one. I'm counting on the no-fly zone. Stanley McGlover off the board.
Good pass rush threat right there. Not mad at it right there. We are cooking here in round 5. Some big names coming off the board here, and we're ready to keep it rolling because Daryl says he's ready to rock and roll. Daryl Dappridge, your 5th pick here. Who are you rolling with?
If you were able to watch those Terry Bowden teams and how good defensively they were, Brian Robinson is my next pick. Safety that was a ball hawk. I mean, no-fly zone, pick sixes. He was one of the best for 2 years, 93 and 94, that ever did it. So he's my first defensive back off the board, Brian Robinson.
That's a good one. I was wondering when he was going to come off the board. So, I'm supposed to be impartial here, but low key, you cooking here, Dap. I'm not gonna hold you. You cooking right now, my boy. Like, I like this team that you're putting together here. You got a good pass rush, good interior, strong linebacker plus D line. And you went and got your nice safety patroller DB. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here. All right. Round 5 is getting. It's getting hot in here, boy. It's getting some good. It's still a lot of great picks left, though. That's what's crazy about this. Some names I am surprised have not come off of the board yet, but still a lot of good picks left. I believe my guy third is ready to go. So let's get him in here. I feel like Brian Robinson was somebody that was on his list.
Do you see that right there?
On the list. Had him on the list. But all right, so here we go. Round 5 to round it out for this round. Who we gonna get in there?
I'm gonna go with my other linebacker, and I'm gonna go old school. Not that old, but I'm a 80s back. I'm gonna go Kurt Crane. That's my other linebacker.
Round 5. I like it. I like it. Got some heat going here. All right. So let me recap round 5 here. We just finished off with the linebacker Kurt Crane, Brian Robinson defensive back, Stanley McGlover as a pass rush defensive end, and then we had Eugene Asante there at linebacker. Third is right back on you for round 6 here. Who are you going to pick up to start off round 6?
Okay, so I'm kind of torn. I know I got to go with a DB. He stole my Brian Robinson thunder. Real good, real good. So I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with his teammate Chris Schelling.
Okay. Okay, I like it. I like it. Round 6. Ooh. Yeah, I think the DB situation is. I think this is why Lawrence went with his DBs first, because it started to get thin at the DB slot. So we got to figure that out. But Dap is ready to roll, man. Dap's ready to get in here with his pick. Dap, who you got here? Round 6.
Third,
got a DB and a wild card left.
I'm gonna go with another defensive back. And third mentioned this same kind of era, but this guy is the all-time interceptions leader for the season and career at Auburn. Very underrated. Buddy McClinton. Safety, he's going to be my defensive back.
Buddy McClinton is definitely a guy. He's all over the history books for Auburn, for those of you who are not aware. So that's a very solid pick to round out your defensive backfield. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Lawrence is ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and keep it rolling in here. Lawrence, round 6. Who are you rolling with?
I really like a lot of those players from that 2002 to 2004 era. Dontarius Thomas, my linebacker, man. I gotta have it. Dontarius Thomas, gotta have him.
Dontarius Thomas, I like it. I like it a lot. You got a nice squad rolling together. Listen, the defensive backfield that you put together is amazing. I need to get some run stoppage in here from you, but I like this defensive backfield. You definitely have the ability to make sure it's some pain for these quarterbacks to be able to get something going over there. Plus, you got Stanley McGlover. So good pass rush, good DBs. I like what you got rolling right here. Next up, to finish off round 6, Dylan Lark says he is ready to go. Let's see what we've got here.
I'm going to keep it new school again. Probably the most recent guy taken thus far, outside, I guess, Eugene Asante. 4 interceptions in 2023. I'm going to take my ball hawk, Jalen Simpson.
Oh, J. Sim. You put him at DB or wild card? What are we doing
DB.
Jalen Simpson.
I have a plan for my flex.
Oh, well, you're snaking right back around. Doesn't really matter which one we're going to do. But let me recap the round here, since we are at the end of the 6th round. One more round to go. One more pick for everybody. Jalen Simpson went there at the end of the 6th round. Before him, Dontarius Thomas, the linebacker, went. Right before that, it was Buddy McClinton, ball hawk extraordinaire. And then to start the round off, we had Chris Schelling. how are we going to finish it off and start round 7? Your wild card pick here, Dylan Lark. Who are you going to choose?
I've done a great job getting leaders, Takeo Spikes, Eugene Asante. I want to get another leader in this linebacker room, and he's such a good leader, he's now a coach. Give me Travis Will Williams.
T-Will. Travis Williams is a good pick, and I think you probably stealing some linebacker thunder for some other folks. I like it. Starting off the round strong there, Dylan. We got our next one up, ready for his final pick, and that is my guy, Lawrence. Lawrence, how are you rounding your team off here?
I'm going to round it out with a recent Auburn player. I really liked him a lot. Gus brought him in, and so as a Gus apologist, I'm going to finish off my squad with Owen Papo. On the other side of that, on the other side of Dontarius Thomas, and he got ball coverage and he can go stop the run. So I feel like I got a complete defense.
Okay, Owen Papo rounding out round number 7, the final pick there for Team Lawrence. Dap says he's ready to roll. And with his wild card pick, Daryl Dappridge, who are you going to go with?
The backbone of the 88-89 defense. You talk about leadership, Quentin Riggins. Let's go with the little Q as my wild card.
Man, Dap. Yeah, see, Dap's bag is I think Dap's bag is deeper than y'all's bag. That's the difference right here.
That's like just because of this right here. That's why that gray and that goatee is why that bag's deeper.
I understand. That is awesome. All right, man. So you're done here. We got one more pick left in our snake draft. That is going to my guy third, and I'm waiting on him to tell me when he is ready to go. Whenever he's ready, we will get this last pick, and then we will turn it over to the chat to see who you all felt like had the best draft. Third said he's ready to roll. Third is up to bat. Third, final pick.
I don't know if I heard this name. I don't think I did, but led the team in tackles 3 straight years in the early 80s. I'm going with Greg Carr.
Nope, nobody got him. Greg Carr going with the wild card there to finish off the snake draft. This has been a good draft. Let me recap again the 7 rounds that we had here. Greg Carr was the final pick in the 7th round. To start us off, Travis Williams was the wild card pick there for Dylan. We had Owen Papo on Team Lawrence there, and then Quentin Riggins, the wild card pick there for Daryl Dappridge. Let me get all of my GMs back up here on the screen, and we'll just talk about what we have right here while I put my poll pause in the chat here so everybody can vote on who they felt like was the best GM. Talk to me about some of these teams that y'all put together.
I want to ask Third a question. I want to see how much brainwaves we got. I got to ask him, how high did you have Ron Stallworth, and did you think about picking him?
I thought about, where I was. I was at Ron Stallworth, Greg Carr, and Antonio Coleman.
Yep.
Well, my next 3 guys where I wanted to go. I just had to pick one.
I had Carr as well. It was between him and Q for my wild card, and I just, but yeah, I was curious. I figured you were close with that. I figured you would have Ron Stallworth rated pretty high.
Yeah, man, it was. This was tough, man. Y'all took me out the game early with snatching up all the recent DBs. You killed me with Brian Robinson. I'm not gonna lie, man. Facts. You took my head off with that one. And I was kind of stuck for a minute on the DB. So I thought Buddy McClinton at first, but Chris Shelling was really like him and Brian Robinson was so good.
And
like,
Calvin Jackson and Fred Smith. That secondary was elite.
Man, they were so good together, man. I'm literally looking at. I see the Florida game the Florida and the LSU game. I see them in my mind right now. The '94 Florida and the '94 LSU games. I can just see them in my head. Which I was like, I'm gonna pick Brian Robinson. Then Dap said, Brian Robinson.
Let's see. There's a couple of names that I'm seeing out here in the chat. Hold on, let me see.
Antonio Coleman and Greg Carr.
Let's see. There's a couple of people out here that I see in the chat that nobody picked that I'm actually surprised. Will Herring. Okay.
I was thinking about him. I was thinking about him.
He was on my
I
list.
thought on Will. I did think about Will.
Let's see. T-Rob is a name that's out here in the chat that nobody picked up.
Man.
Corey Lemonnier.
Or Lemonnier, yeah.
On my list.
Yeah. It's a
Montravius
lot of players,
Adams.
man.
Mark Adams,
Montravius Adams, Carl Lawson,
Sensei Mud.
I was shocked Keldrick wasn't picked.
Jeff Holland, yeah. It's a lot.
Marlon, I don't think Marlon Davidson got drafted either.
Nope. I was surprised Marlon Davidson get drafted. Yeah.
Even guys like Igbenogany winning the first round.
He was on my list.
Nobody picked Chris Davis for their wild card kick 6 hero.
No.
I'm surprised Trey Williams wasn't mentioned.
Trey Williams, another good one.
Trey Blackman.
Oh yeah. Ooh, you talk about height.
Yeah.
Josh Bynes.
Josh Bynes. Yeah,
Josh Bynes was
in my top
linebacker.
next five. It was Bynes, Greg Carr, Stallworth, Antonio Coleman. They were all right there together.
Was Zeke Smith taken?
No, and that was he allegedly is the best defensive lineman to ever play at Auburn. But the problem is he played when Fonzie was cool.
I thought someone had already taken him, so I didn't take Zeke.
Right.
Yeah, I thought about it, but like I said, that I had to go. 70s was enough for me, or late 60s. If I'd have went to the Fonzie era, I don't know if people would have, But he was a stud.
I tried to keep it 80s and 90s for the most part.
If it was in color, I wanted to see if it was in color. That's
right, right. So,
I think everybody that I picked,
it was so many
in my lifetime.
And I know a lot of some of the younger guys. I mean, I know, but Auburn was really so good in the 80s and into the mid 90s. Like they had a couple down swoons in the early 90s, very very early 90s, but they were so good from most of the 80s and until about 95, really until about 97.
Well, when Terry got there, we was like on probation, so we were the best team not on TV. Yeah, and so we had to listen to the radio. I remember I grew because like last week when they drafted, nobody drafted Frank Sanders, man. I was like,
that's crazy.
That's surprising because
that's correct. Really?
Yeah.
Nobody drafted Frank Sanders, the swamp killer.
Frank Sanders is literally like the last great Auburn receiver in the NFL that I can think. Like that was great. Like they had some that have been good and serviceable, but that was just great. Frank Sanders was great in Arizona. Great.
Brett says that Dap should have drafted Jason Miska.
Slaughter and him got so much love at Jake Slaughter and Jason Miska, but I just felt like that was because the depth wasn't there, so they had to play.
Wasn't there, man. Yeah, Miska was about 190.
The best linebacker on that team was Anthony Harris, number 53, who was a stud who stopped Vanderbilt at the goal line on 4th and goal to win that game in Nashville. He was really good too, but Miska was a fan favorite, but I don't think he's worthy of this list.
There was a lot of linebackers that rotated through in that 2004 squad, like Kariba Dede and Aaron Sears and the Williams kid. It was just a bunch of them.
The other Williams, and Antarius.
Antarius Williams.
Yeah, I don't think people really even. I don't know if anybody remembers that 2014 was the best defense in the country.
Yeah, like, they
gave up 10 points a game.
Reggie Torbor was a beast.
He was in my next group too.
Me too.
Right. Reggie Torbor, like I got him out. I even had like DeMarco McNeil and guys like that, Spencer Johnson. Like it's a lot of guys.
And technically, Ben Grubbs was a D lineman, but he switched to the offensive line. But
I saw somebody say Ben Grubbs, and I was like, I wouldn't have put him on my D line because he played more O line than he did defensive line. For Auburn.
Jay Ratliff was a tight end.
Yeah, but I was actually surprised at the Jay Ratliff pick. I was like,
no, not at all. Not at all.
He probably had a better NFL career than he did college career.
Yeah,
but he
Jay was an All-Pro in the NFL
with the Cowboys and
It's
stuff.
like Angelo Blackson too. I thought about taking him, but I would think he's done better in the NFL than he did in college.
Right. Yeah.
Did Zach Etheridge or Gerard Powers get taken?
No,
I had them on my list, but I didn't take them. Yeah.
Gerard,
I think about, it was a lot of guys that played in the NFL. Think about those 06, 07, 08 teams like
Pat Lee,
Patrick
Pat
Lee.
Patrick Lee, right?
McFadden
Played in the league.
Like Walt McFadden.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough.
I'm mad at Gerard. I still hold that LSU loss to Gerard Powers, that last second catch in was it 07?
You know what I hold about that game? And y'all may remember this. We stopped Richard Murphy on a 3rd down. He literally handed the ball to the ref. The ref walked up 2 feet. It was about a minute left in the game. The ref walked up 2 feet and placed the ball. I can remember Antonio Coleman looking down at it and was like, man, what? Like, we stopped him 2 yards. The ref literally walked up 2 yards and gave him a 1st down and kept that drive going. It was supposed to be 4th and 2.
But they got lucky too, because Les Miles didn't use a timeout and he just let the clock keep running. And they happened to hit.
Right.
Yeah, that was
dumb luck was a person. It was so dumb, it was lucky. He
got karma when he got fired after losing to Gus because he wasn't watching the clock.
Right.
All right.
This was good, man. You all know a little something, man.
I just felt Takeo Spikes is my oldest player, and his last year at Auburn was 98.
97.
97. Sorry, 98 draft. 97. Right.
How about no one said Martavius Houston?
No Martavius Houston.
Who caused the fumble in the 97 Alabama game, the Iron Bowl, on Sism.
Think about guys like, I forget about guys like Larry Casher.
Yeah.
Fire Free says clarification. He drafted Frank Sanders in the 5th round. I'm going to say, let me go. He said, let me get it straight now.
My bad, Fire Freeze.
I can't lie to you. I just want to be showing my age. There were some names I was like, who?
Right, yeah.
Ant said should have known Lawrence was going to pick a Gus person.
I heard Chris Schelling, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. I've never even heard that name.
Yeah, Chris Schelling was a baller, man.
Yeah.
Darren Bates, another good one. I'm surprised he didn't make anybody's wild card.
Yeah.
I thought about, like I said, I had a list, man. I had a list.
Josh Holsey. I wasn't a big Casanova McKenzie guy. I ain't gonna hold you.
I like Casanova McKenzie.
Even like Demario Davis.
Robinson Therese, okay.
Yeah.
I was shocked when Capo went above like Deshaun Davis or El Toro Freeman.
Yeah, El Toro.
Yeah. You only got so many, man.
Deshaun Davis, another good one.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all are in the chat or getting your votes in. I'll hold it for a little while longer. You see the names up here on the screen for who everybody drafted and where they got drafted. Did another snake draft. This is the 2nd edition of the War Report snake draft. Appreciate my guy Daryl Dappridge for falling through kind of last minute. I asked him earlier today, hey man, I got a spot open. You want to come do this? He said, sure.
I'm used to that. That's how I went to the prom.
I tried to get more of the folks who are members in, and I just didn't get a lot of responses. Lawrence was the only one who responded, so I had to go pull in some reinforcements to make sure we had a good draft and to make sure I didn't have to do the draft because I wanted to just be orchestrating things and not trying to think while I was doing all this stuff. Just type and keep it moving. But I appreciate that. And then my guy Third came through last minute. He said he just got back in town,
literally
hopped in and did his thing here. Solid pick, solid drafting here. Let me see if I can look in on how right now Daryl Dappridge, only 14 votes out of the 45 people in the chat. Y'all need to get it together out there in the chat. If you are here on YouTube, you should be in the chat picking who you feel like won the draft. The poll is open right now. Daryl Dappridge is currently leading right now with 36% of the votes.
I'm still so mad that I lost Junior Rose Green.
Nah.
Right before my pick. I was going to take him. I was like Takeo Spikes, Nick Fairley, Junior Rosegreen. That team's going to kill somebody.
You got me with. I'm gonna tell you, Dap got me with Andre Bruce and Brian Robinson. Those are the two that you.
Brian Robinson might have been my first DB if I was drafting. I probably would have went him first,
right,
as my defensive back, just because I feel like it's somebody who I knew I wanted to get, and I didn't want to risk him being too far down. He probably would have been like my second round pick if I were doing the draft.
Yeah.
Zacoby McClain, someone said. Gabe Wright, another good one.
Yeah.
Zacoby was on my wild card list.
I like Zacoby McClain. I do feel like had he caught that interception against Texas A&M in 2020, Gus wouldn't have got fired.
I think Gus was getting fired that year.
Are you
I don't
Gus's
think that was
entire
around
career
Gus getting fired,
trajectory on Zacoby McClain dropping an interception?
That would have, because we were already up by 10, but it ricocheted into the ATM player's hands for a touchdown. Had we got that interception and won the game, we would have went 7-3, and they probably don't pull the trigger on Gus, and we avoid Brian Harsin.
I have some strong feelings about Gus that I just kind of keep to myself.
Listen, we have had the great Gus debate on this channel already between Ant and Lawrence.
When Gus was good, he was good, but when he was bad, man,
you won't get no argument from me on that sentiment, though.
I think the most disappointing thing, I think he had all the makings to be an all-time great. He just was stubborn and couldn't get out his own way a lot of times, in my opinion. I think he. It's a thing about if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I always use this analogy, right? Tom Osborne ran the option at Nebraska for 30 years. He didn't try to develop an NFL quarterback. He didn't try to develop NFL wide receivers. He tried to win games from Nebraska running the option. And he did 9, 10, 11 games almost every year for 30 years. I bet you Nebraska wish they had kept him. I bet you. And that's why I say Gus, he played himself. You know what I mean? Like you got a formula that everybody else is wanting to use that they but you're like you got the sauce and you went and you deviated from what you Jeremy Johnson. Nah, why didn't you recruit Lamar Jackson? You know, like why isn't Lamar Jackson?
Wait a minute. This just in. Dylan has taken the lead in the draft right now. We only have 19 votes out of 43 people, though, so it's a lot of people watching but not voting. But right now, Dylan is the leader of the poll here in the draft. So if you've already voted, then you can't change that. But some other folks need to hop on in here. Y'all watching, but y'all ain't voting, man. What's going on? I'm gonna keep this open for another 6 minutes, before we declare a winner. But a very strong draft here from everybody. Of the GMs here in the chat, what other GM's draft do you like the most?
Clearly, I like Daps because
I like thirds. I like thirds.
Yeah, I think we tapped into a lot of the same places to get players. So yeah, we were kind of on the same wavelength. I like Larkin and Lawrence, man. Y'all killed it on the DBs, really. I like my front four though. I'm gonna be like my two linebackers and my two defensive linemen. Carlos Dansby, Kurt Crane, Derek Brown, and Kevin Green. You can't find much better. You know?
Yeah, I like that. I like that group too.
Yeah,
especially with Derek Brown and Dansby on it. That's a problem.
Right. So, but yeah, overall though, like solid from top to bottom. I really like Dap's team, man. Like I really do.
I think the Robinson DB for his is put his team over the top.
Yeah, it did. Because it killed. I almost fell out my chair.
You know what though, and I mentioned it when I drafted, but look at that board, okay, that we've got with all those studs, and only one player on that board has ever been taken number one overall.
Right.
I mean, people forget how good Andre Bruce was.
Andre Bruce was great. I'm telling you,
you could play him as an edge. You could play him at linebacker. He was a ball hawk. He would absolutely blister you. He could do it all. Now he was a bust in the NFL. He was a
bust in the league for sure, right?
Yeah, but we're doing this based upon Auburn. That's where the Kevin Green thing was interesting to me, because if you look at like the best player on this board that had the best NFL career,
it's Kevin Green.
It's Kevin Green.
And but he wasn't that great at Auburn.
He was good, but he wasn't great.
Right.
But
he still great. Right.
But I think that was opportunity. I think if he would have got a little more, but that he was on such a those defenses were so good. The players that were ahead of him to try to get snaps was tough because of who he was playing with. But yeah, I loved Lawrence's the Predator pick, Stanley McGlover. I had him because I think people forgot about how dominant he was.
Stanley McGlover, man.
Yeah.
I remember at one point in time, I honestly thought when Quentin Groves left and he stepped into, I thought he was going to be the best defensive end in Auburn history. Like I was really high on him. Like
Charlie Trotman went to a practice. My good friend Charlie Trotman, who played quarterback at Auburn, he went to an Auburn practice, and he came back at this gridiron event we used to have at our church. It was like a kickoff thing. We used to get Bobby Bowden went, some other big names would speak, and he told me, he said, "Dad, Stanley McGlover is going to end up being one of the best defensive linemen to ever play at Auburn."
Right. And I think he came back banged up that year, and then he left early, which I wish he had stayed.
If he'd have stayed, he could have been all SEC, maybe an All-American. Yeah.
Right. I just remember on that 2004 team, him and Quentin Groves coming in pass rush situations and wrecking shop. You know, like they were they had 4 or 5 sacks just coming in on pass rush situations as freshmen. You know what I mean? So
I think Brody Croyle still has nightmares about Stanley McGlover.
I know he does. I know he does. Honk if you sack Brody.
All right, we poll closing here in 2 minutes for everybody in the chat. Dylan is still in the lead right now at 35% of the vote. Only 26 out of the 50-some people. There's a lot of people who are coming in here kind of late. If you are just joining us, we just finished the snake draft, all-time defensive team here for Auburn. And these are our GMs that did the draft, and this is their draft board. Pick the GM that you feel like put the best team together. This was interesting. I love doing these kinds of exercises because, again, it just kind of tests your depth of your knowledge of the Auburn folks, and you get to kind of see where people lean as far as what they value. Again, the strategy from Lawrence off the top of going and getting his DBs early, because he's just like, I don't know if the DB bag is as big, so let me make sure I solidify those. You could definitely tell Dap was kind of picking around. He wanted to make sure he had some. It was clear to me, Dap, you had some guys that were high on your board that you wanted to make sure you got at different positions before anybody else could. And then Dylan, I think just he kind of went with him and Lawrence, I feel like went kind of with their favorite players. But listen, this is the Jalen Simpson pull is a really good one from Dylan late, I think, to get him as a DB in there. And then the Quentin Groves pick, I think, was that was a guy. If I were picking, I would have definitely wanted Quentin Groves on my team. Then third got easily one of the most dominant players in the modern era, Derek Brown on his team. Greg Carr, a really solid pick there. Like there's some gems in here that I think people would not have picked that Dap and third pulled out. And I like a lot of the ones that are on here. So again, if you're in the chat, make sure you go ahead and vote. I'm closing actually in 60 seconds. I'm closing the poll as to who's going to win, and we're going to get out of here. But we will do another one of these. Again, this is the second one. We did one with the offense last week, defense this week. I don't know what we're going to do with the next one. I want to do another football one, but figure out what we're going to do with the next one here. Y'all got any thoughts, any ideas of what y'all want to see next? Because I know we're going to do basketball. I know we're going to do some other things that are not football related, but any other football ones that y'all think would be really cool?
Well, ain't that many coaches, but I was like maybe coach specialist. I don't know.
y'all would get swamped in a special teams draft. I can't lie.
So that's Dylan's bag right there. Special teams draft.
Josh Harris first off the board.
Specialist, bro.
Going Tyler Stovall, never a
Al
bad
Del
role.
Greco.
So I mean, with the specialists, so we would have. I'm just trying to think how many rounds that would end up being. You could get a place kicker. You could get a punter. You can get a kick returner. You can get a punt returner.
Yeah.
And then I guess you could put a wild card in there, and that could be anybody, another kicker, punter, kickoff specialist, holder, whatever you want to. I guess we can get 5 out of that.
I can do that for sure.
Fire Freeze says a positionless draft. Just pick your top 7 Auburn players all time. We could definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do that, but in a different way. We're not gonna do top 7. Let's just do next time. We'll just do a Mount Rushmore football. So your top 4, but you get 1 alternate. So it's gonna be 5 total. We'll do a Mount Rushmore. Cool. Top 4 plus an alt, and see what we get. No positions, whatever you want to. 5 best players you can get drafted, and see if we can roll with that. What y'all feeling about that?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. Everybody gonna take Bo Jackson from somebody, whoever drafted her.
I think that's gonna be interesting because again, I think there's so many really good picks to get in there. It's gonna be interesting to see what direction people go with that. All right, let's get this poll closed here. And this one ended up being really close there at the end, but holding on to the lead, Dylan Lark wins with 33% of the vote going to him. Only 27 voters, but that's over half of the people who were in here. So we appreciate everybody who jumped in to vote. I'm sure we will get some more people voting after this video is done from the live. In second place, Daryl Dappridge with 29%. Lawrence Robinson in third with 22%. Third coming in fourth with 14%. I think your bag was a little bit too deep for him there. Third, it was like I don't even know.
I already know, man. My wealth of knowledge is pretty vast.
Third, I think what happened to us is that anybody that knew our players are in bed already.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Like I think this is what
Dylan had the young crowd. Dylan had
right.
They're texting his crew.
Here's the thing:
the Piccadilly's crowd is already
last week. The old school guy won. No, here's the thing: last week the old school guy won, but there was only one of them, so he got all the old school players on his team. You guys, right. I think, split the vote a little bit there.
Yeah. I'm
so if y'all had been,
man, I was ready to close my laptop and get, because I had lived like, ooh, Brian Robinson. They don't know who that is. Then Dap said, if you remember those 90, early 90s, I said, oh, please, no, God. No.
Yeah, I'll take recency bias.
Yeah. Right. Nothing wrong with that. It's working.
Man, go watch the 5 interception game. You'll know Brian Robinson is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Watch the LSU. Go watch 94 LSU,
Florida, 93
94 Florida,
94 LSU. Yep,
and you'll know exactly who Brian Robinson is.
I like it. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Once again, appreciate everybody for jumping in. Snake draft here for the defense. My guy Dylan Lark. My guy Daryl Dappridge, my guy Third Lawson. Make sure that you check out the College Loop Locked On Auburn and Tuesdays and Thursdays channel. Lawrence is already out of here, but of course he's part of the War Report family here. Green Name Gang. Y'all know who I am. Ike Jones out here. We'll be back with more great War Report content later. Until the next time, and as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.